So let's talk about selling total refurbishments of systems. Now, I was out here about 3 to 4 weeks ago, totally redid all the heads on the system, or at least all the rotors. Some of the spray heads were buried in the back of the landscaping. I brought them out, but it also gave me a chance to choose nozzles and switch a lot of nozzles. This area through here was totally wet. All the heads, the seals were leaking out of the old PGPs. They're like, I want to say they were 18-year-old PGPs. So every single one of them was leaking. Like, the whole garage looked like this, right? In the back. Totally moved them around, moved them out. I wish I had a before, because this is such a drastic improvement. Some of the heads back there, like, I put in MPs, just with real low precipitations. At this yard, I am so happy. I did actually the same thing on this yard, because his heads were just as old. There's still some spots where he's going with a zero turn, but I mean, both these yards, it gave me a chance to switch out nozzles, lower in areas, higher in other areas. I mean, if I have a nozzle that's just watering in this corner, why not make it a 1.5 or a, you know, and then make the stuff that's in full sun more. So it's not necessarily match precipitation, but it's precipitation to it's nozzling for the need, right? Like, if the heads are under these giant trees, maybe they're half a gallon less than a head that's over here watering in full sun, and that's how you get a nice even look like that. Don't be afraid to suggest it to your customers and say, hey, maybe 90% or 80% or 75% of the heads are leaking real bad. I go through, I'm gonna switch out all your heads or all your rotors. I'm gonna give you X warranty. Basically, it's gonna be, I tell these people, I give them 4-year warranties, because, you know, just the way it is, some of the heads will have a 21-day code and it's 2022. So, you know, we're getting a 5-year warranty on our heads. I'm gonna give them the 4-year warranty on all the heads that I replaced. I happen to be back to remount this controller had fallen off the wall. But I'm so happy with the way these yards look. There's a little stuff, like, obviously this is getting driven over a lot, but drastic improvement. Allows you to move stuff around, re-nozzle stuff. Like, I had changed a rotor back there. You can see there's a high pop spray that's just got an MP to do the shrubbery, and I added a head. Like, the other side, I put a MP spray head over there and pulled the rotor out to the turf. So now I got something that's watering the shrubbery, watering the turf. Get a great improvement for the customer. Both these, I believe this house had less heads, that house had more, but I think this house was just around $1,100, and that was just around $1,000 to do both the upgrades on them. They were done by, I had a second guy with me, so we did them both in about 4 hours for both of them. So, you know, 4 man hours a piece. This one took a little bit longer because we were moving a lot of stuff out, because it hadn't been changed when they did the landscaping. But there you go. You should be selling improvements and stuff. And maybe it's not all the heads. Maybe you're just saying, hey, I'm gonna grab your head and move it out here, or you have a head that's buried in the shrubbery. I'm gonna make a high pop spray to water the shrubs. Just make small additions to suggest improvements, because we're also here to suggest what we would think is best, cost effective and time effective for the homeowner. Obviously, when the heads are leaking really bad and just flowing down the drain, the homeowner's paying for that water. So new heads really going to improve the uniformity. And like I said, I did nozzle for need of each individual zone. And sometimes if I'm like under trees like that, I'll put low angle nozzles in, so they're not spraying up into the trees. They're getting more even watering and stuff like that. Quick little recap. So All right, guys, let me know what you think. Are you out there suggesting improvements, or you're just doing your deal, leaking head, broken head? Are you just walking past everything and trying to just collecting a paycheck, right? But you should be up there suggesting improvements and sometimes suggesting the total rehab of a system. Total rehabs, how to sell them. All right, thanks, guys.